Oh, I guess we're off.
Heyo.
Hello, everybody. This is Irregular Ginny, and
Nerf.
yeah,
So,
I didn't get a cue, but here we go. We got this race between Mystakin and PhoenixRiku, and also ThatRareGamer and Davesterio.
yeah, definitely keep your eyes out on all these racers. There is quite a large PB gap, but some of those PBs were posted over a month ago, so don't sleep on any of these runners. You can make a ton of improvement in a month. So.
Yeah, for sure. Knowing this game and how it evolved the past weeks, it's crazy.
Oh, definitely. People definitely still finding easy time saves to just cut that down even more. And Riku having a little bit of trouble there getting up to the cutscene, but nothing too big. Only a few seconds left.
Yeah. So in Cat Kingdom, it's all about tiny movement. You don't have to worry about the stage too much, as long as you don't bonk into stuff. As I say that, unfortunately, PhoenixRiku just bumped into that wall. But yeah, I guess the biggest... Wait. Okay. I thought PhoenixRiku was inside of the bridge.
Yeah, that being
very unfortunate.
While that bridge spawns, if you're too low, it will put you underneath the bridge. And if you're in a dive animation, you are dead. DE dead. So we're gonna actually, there's not too big of a difference, like Jenny said, in route optimization here. Really the only difference we may see, just right here, we're gonna see Dave actually go to the left instead of the right. Being a little bit more movement heavy, but if you do it successfully, you can save a little bit of time. Just trailing just a little bit there behind ThatRareGamer, as Phoenix also goes to the left as well. Just missing his hat there, he's gonna have to get back up and reset.
Yeah, so the first... What's his name again?
Topper.
Topper, yeah. Topper is by far the easiest boss. He doesn't have that many moves that he can do on you. So for the first time you fight him, you just go ham, pretty much, and try to hop on his hat before he scatters the hats all around the battle stage. For the most part, you don't have to worry about too much. In the refight, he does a move where he lays on the ground and spins, and that's when you want to hit him on his head, on his body. But we'll get to that once we get there.
Yeah, you'll see that's the theme with all of these bosses. Is just well timing some jumps on their hats. Skips a large section of the boss fights. So hopefully none of our runners missing any of those skips. And then we're off to Cascade. Again, not a we're gonna see probably most of our runners take the exact same route here, but the only trick that we have to worry about in this kingdom is the T-Rex. How do you feel about the T-Rex, Jimmy?
I hate it.
Everybody hates it. It being one of those tricks. Well, imagine it, right? Where you take control of this big giant dinosaur, and you have to get its big legs to get on this tiny trampoline, so it can be rather precise. And one of those tricks that, to be honest with you, missing it the first time, good luck resetting it up the second time. It's pretty much just eyeballing it and hoping you get it.
Yeah. So the general strat is to make sure that you first off, you hold Y to get running speed with the T-Rex, and making sure that your left foot hits the trampoline. And the trampoline may look big, but I would go as far as it's probably a lot smaller than everybody believes, due to the fact that it's so easy to miss.
As we see, ThatRareGamer just missing it, and setting it up the second time can be even more difficult.
Wow, that was a
controls
really
like
good
a
jump.
tank. And, so far, all of the runners making up there. Phoenix coming up on his T-Rex, and ThatRareGamer making it in there. Definitely fumbling him a little bit there, but not the biggest time loss.
Yeah, I've been a little bit out of the loop as of late, so for this fight, I noticed that a lot of people have adapted to this strat that where you hit the golden chain chomp, and then you swing Cappy at it really quick, and you set it up so neatly so you can get it faster. Like, that's a lot of time save for the 3 hits.
Oh, definitely. as we see there, the Rare Gamer opting to just kind of turn around and hit it, while we'll see some runners like Phoenix here more than likely leave his hat out so that he can knock the Chain Chomp's hat off while his hat is coming back. There's small optimizations there.
This game has evolved so much when I've been gone. I love it.
Definitely.
What are we now? 900 runners?
It's ridiculous.
Dude, when I was still on, I was still top 300. Now I'm like 560 or whatever. It's great that the game has evolved so much that it brought in a lot of new competition.
Oh, for sure. This game being very easy to get into and very hard to master, making it a very good game. It's always nice to see improvement from all these players. And all of our runners going to be finishing up Cascade here. We don't need too many moons. This moon we're about to see Rare Gamer get doesn't even spawn until after the boss fight. So it's just our quickest option, needing one more moon there. However, Dave and mystakin are going to be pulling out of Cascade first in their respective races there. Phoenix just one moon behind, and that Rare Gamer looks like he's just one cutscene behind. So very close race still from all of our runners.
Yeah, this is what happens. If you mess up cap, this can happen in a race. We'll be behind. I find it kind of interesting that Davesterio and mystakin are like 2 seconds apart. Did you notice that?
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, coming up next is probably one of the most optimized and constantly evolving kingdoms.
Yeah, we're going to see tons of different, more than likely, between 4 players, we're going to see a lot of different routes. Even the small things like the movement to get to each moon. You're going to see some players jump off the fountain here early. You're going to see some people jump off of the trampoline. So not only the moons that the runners will get, but how they get to them. Tons of options here in the game.
Yeah, and the biggest thing here for this one, I think, is what people do with the bird for the most part, and also, well, some people have adapted to the new Sphinx clip.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, those two factors. Sphinx playing a big factor in the whole entire run, and whether or not you get the bird early, like we just saw Rare Gamer get there, plays a huge factor in Sand by itself. And we're going to see mystakin go for a little bit of an older moon here, maybe just doing some race safety things. He's going to get employees only. We typically don't see runners get that too often anymore. And we're going to actually see Phoenix jump off of that ice there to get up there. Very clean movement.
Ooh, crisp. So basically, I've been out of the loop. So we switch out the store moon for the Sphinx?
It's completely up to the player. Typically... there's a lot of options in the later half, whether or not... oh no, actually, one of the biggest replacers of that moon is we're going to see our runners capture this bullet bill and get a moon on top of a pillar. I do believe that was the biggest replacement. We'll actually see Rare Gamer and Dave on it right now. He's going to want to try... I don't think he did get it. No. Okay, so that bullet bill that was trailing him there, he did want to keep that one alive so that he could capture it quickly after this move. Just one of the small optimizations, the bullet bill manipulation there being very difficult. There's tons of walls for that bullet bill to run into. So, he's going to actually try to grab that checkpoint there and get back into the bullet bill.
Wow.
So as we see there, Dave getting that moon that I was talking about with the bullet bill.
Oh, wait, I forgot. We swapped out Jaxi, didn't we?
You know what? No, we still get Jaxi pillar or Jaxi runes.
Okay. Because that far off pillar is new to me. Sorry, guys, I've been out of the loop.
Oh, no,
but I try to keep up with it.
So far, none of our runners keeping that bullet bill alive. Doesn't lose a whole lot of time, but definitely something you want to do. Actually, mystakin looks like he did get it. Yeah, that's the first one.
Look at him go! He didn't get the checkpoint, but he's going to garbage, right?
Yeah, he will go to luggage. And it looks like Phoenix got the right one there as well. Could be mystakin though. And so, yeah, we're gonna see these runners. I do believe ThatRareGamer. I actually, you know what, I missed it. Talking to the Sphinx or clipping through the Sphinx has a big factor in later on routing in this any percent route. If they do go into the Sphinx, and it looks like mystakin is going to opt out of it, they pretty much get all the coins that they need for the rest of the run. But we do plan to buy 2 moons in this run, one in wood and one in snow. So making sure that you get to those kingdoms with at least 100 coins each is very important. And as we see Phoenix going to go into the Sphinx, he's going to be able to get all the coins that he needs for the rest of the run, not having to worry about coins.
It's interesting how we got to the point where we had to manage money in this game, but the fact that they added shops where you can buy moons, obviously, is the reason why we had to make the route around that.
So we're going to see a very close race down here on the bottom. Both of them pretty much in the Oasis at the same time. And both of them are going to run over and grab notes and then head back off of the Odyssey. Phoenix only being about 2 moons behind mystakin, so a very close race on both sides here. It's nice to see.
It's crazy how fast these guys caught up to each other.
So we're going to actually see mystakin teleport back to the Odyssey. He did not grab notes, so it puts him a little bit farther away from the Odyssey, so it's more beneficial for him to teleport than to build over. We saw our bottom runners do. And Phoenix going to be just needing 3 more moons here, and he's going to be off to Lake Kingdom as well. ThatRareGamer and Dave pretty much being in the same cutscene at the same time. They're going to be heading off to Lake as well.
Yeah, I can see that race is going to be crazy. Like, closing to the end of it. Unless they get bad luck somewhere. But, if I don't recall wrong, like, Bowser is pretty much, like, no RNG anymore, right?
Really the only RNG we see in any of the boss fights nowadays is the Mecha Wiggler.
Oh yeah, he is by far the worst, yeah.
And Phoenix going to be finishing up his last moon there, roll off onto the Odyssey. Then we're going to see all of our players come up on Lake. Lake Kingdom being a very short kingdom. I think we only need 8 moons, and 3 of them we get from the boss.
Yeah.
And most of them are underwater, and we're going to actually use this cheap to swim around very fast underwater, making the routing here very simple. Not really, until the boss fight, there's not really a whole lot of room for big time losses, assuming that you make the very first jump there that we saw Rare do.
Overall, this stage is just a blast to go through as a speedrunner. Personally, I love this stage because it's so short.
Nice round of applause there because you got all of those coins. And so we're going to see our runners actually capture this cheap and grab the rest of the moons that they need.
Oh no, he bonked on the... I forget its name, but...
Dory?
At any rate, it's Dory, right?
So we're going to actually see Dave here grab this last moon, and then he's going to actually pop out of the cheap to get up to this platform that he needs to. Kind of one of the areas where the game tends to drop some inputs, so you got to be pretty quick, but he's going to make it up there pretty easily. And now we're going to see another really simple boss fight here. Again, just well-timing some jumps on his hat to skip this kind of bounce around phase, as we see Dave doing there. Jumping on it as soon as it's available, but again, not too early, as it will be invincible. You gotta definitely have some well-timed jumps here. Ooh. Very nice fight so far from all of our runners, getting up there just as they need to. All the runners getting all the phases there. Phoenix not too far behind, or only needing a few more moons. Now, that zipper there that we saw Phoenix grab, that can definitely be one of those areas that Cappy can troll you. You kind of throw Cappy to capture that zipper, and then it just goes all about the wall, and then you fall in the water. So it's nice to see that.
Yeah, something that I noticed the first week of the game when I was playing it, starting speedrunning it, I mean, is something that I would call the phantom grab, which is it looks like Cappy is grabbing it, but he's not. He just lets go, so you won't be able to capture something, and that's very dangerous to happen at some points in the game because like you need to capture most of the enemies in the game for the run.
So again, a very close race down here on the bottom, but definitely do not count Phoenix out. We got a lot of run left, and a lot of honestly, the tricks that we saw in the previous kingdoms aren't nearly as big of a time loss as we can see some in even here in Wooded. Some big chances for time loss, especially. I don't even want to mention it, but if any of our players fall into the Deepwood, losing a significant amount of time, definitely making that error on PB attempts would be an instant reset.
Yeah, I heard that happened last night.
You know what? Sadly, we have had a few people's lives taken by Deepwoods.
No.
Definitely not interesting to see. And Phoenix there, just kind of mistiming that jump, getting hit by him a little bit. He's going to have to be careful here and kind of just wait out the phase. Taking another hit, I mean, he's gonna have. So he's gonna take it safe. I do not blame him. This is the kind of the intended way to fight this boss.
Yeah, it's all about like with races like these, like the best mindset you can have is, oh, if I don't get it with the tricky strat or the faster strat, just go with what feels right. Like be able to adapt last second, so you don't lose any weird time to, you know, you trying to do the hard trick 7 times in a row, and then you end up, you know, losing more time than anything.
And sadly, Phoenix kind of just, there's a checkpoint right before that boss. He may have rolled past it there a little bit, so unfortunate, but he's going to have to reset and get back up here. Ooh, just missing the back up there.
Yeah, cap jumps can be tricky sometimes. I'm not going to lie. It tends to drop inputs, as mentioned before right here.
And as you see, the bottom race here pretty much grabbing their same moon at the same time, so it's always nice to keep that interesting. Wooded being one of the kingdoms where I think we really get to see a lot of fancy movement, whether it be roll cancels, nice triple jumps over big gaps, or even just simply long jumps over some pretty important gaps. And now we may see a routing difference here from the winners right now. Some of them will opt in to go to the pipeway right now, and some of them will opt to do it later. And it looks like mystakin is going to do the pipeway later, while ThatRareGamer heads off to it now, and Dave heading off to the checkpoint as well. Just one of the small differences in routes.
So wait, what's different about this route then? Do you read?
So our runners that didn't go into the pipeway, like we see Rare Gaming doing now, they're going to grab this red maze moon, get a checkpoint, and then head down to the pipeway. And then once they're done with the pipeway, they're going to teleport back out. We're going to see Rare Gamer come out of his pipeway and do a short climb that can be pretty scary. The area around here being the Dark Woods.
Now it makes sense.
Yeah, Rare Gamer is going to actually opt into the climb, while when Dave finishes this pipeway, he's going to teleport to the
I can definitely see why people would fall to the Dark Woods now.
Oh, yeah.
I hadn't seen that route before, that's why I didn't know. Because in the quote-unquote old route, or the route that most of them are doing, you don't jump over the gap.
The jump we're about to see Rare Gamer make is the only gap that he kind of has to worry about, since he is avoiding, since he's not doing the checkpoint route. We're about to see him make this long jump. Failing that long jump would be very terrible. And he makes it just fine. As we see Dave teleporting to the checkpoint right now, so an extremely close race, both of them killing the Piranha Plant at the same time there, as Phoenix enters Woods himself, and mystakin going to be all of our other runners here. We're going to have an option to do a very big skip here, a very risky skip. It doesn't save a whole lot of time, but definitely looks flashy. We'll see if any of our runners go for
it. Interesting movement from all of them, actually. I think this is the best part about speedrunning, because you always see tiny, unique things with each player.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Especially at a tournament like this.
for sure. So we're gonna see Mystakin actually opt in, and ThatRareGamer. They're gonna push that switch and take the intended route over here. All of our runners can actually be doing the intended route. I do not blame them. Missing that jump is a pretty big time loss, and it's a very small window, having to do a rather precise triple jump off of a very tiny railing. So all of them playing it safe there. Do not blame them in a race setting. It can be a very big time loss missing it.
Whoa, okay, that looked a lot scarier than it was from the ThatRareGamer right there. That roll off he did.
Yeah, we're seeing those small movement optimizations there where you kind of keep your speed in the roll animation while a long jump kind of sets you to a set speed. So it can make that distance without a long jump just a little bit fair. But just like you said, those tiny things that we see from each runner could be making the difference here. As Phoenix, not too far behind himself, just going to be coming to the later half of Wooded here. And he's going to be off to his fight as well. So we'll see what option he takes here for routing. But all of our other runners going to be starting the Spewer fight here. Again, another fight where we just want to jump on his head as soon as it allows us, skipping some phases. And we're going to see some of our players actually grab some coins because they may have to worry about coins. I think Mystakin being one of the runners that did not go into the Sphinx room. So getting coins now is very important to him.
Yeah, so we buy once. No, twice. In this run.
Oh yeah.
So you buy one here and then you buy one in snow. Yeah, that's right.
All of our both of our bottom races here pretty much grabbing that multi-moon at the same time as Phoenix kind of has some trouble getting through the pipeway there. Don't underestimate that pipeway. You do have to move around with water, which is very unforgiving, and also you have to make some very quick cycles, so not taking damage in there is much harder than it looks. So Phoenix there definitely adapting very quickly to that damage, making him up there just fine. And as he's going to actually make the climb because he did not opt into the checkpoint route. Getting a little trolled there by those uproots. Your hat doesn't stay out as you would plan if it hits an enemy, so definitely trip you up there.
Yeah, Cappy kind of has a mind of its own.
Definitely. We're gonna actually see our bottom runners here, as well as Mystakin, heading off to the very first Bowser fight. The most important thing with this fight is one, making sure that you get the white hat, but not too close and not too far away. And there's been a lot of optimizations here. We'll see what players go for, whether or not they take the safe, kind of slower route, or if they really try to get up in Bowser's face. We'll see this one. Mystakin gonna take a little bit slower here, grabbing the hat as Bowser throws it. You can't get right up in Bowser's face and capture the hat. We're gonna see ThatRareGamer go for it right now. Getting it, very nice from ThatRareGamer there. As we're gonna see Dave go for it as well.
It's surprising
getting it as well.
Oh, nice. See that we've come so far that it actually works. Because when I first started out, I noticed that this worked, but whenever I did it in the beginning, which sparked my theory that it would work, he always grabbed it from me, which I still haven't figured out why.
If he grabs the hat back from you, that means you hit it too early. If the hat flies away and lands behind you, you're too late. So as we see,
ThatRareGamer
sadly hitting it a little bit too early. We're going to see kind of the intended way to do that is to leave Cappy under the hat, run up to Bowser. If you don't get to Bowser in time to start punching him, he will run off. And both of our bottoms runners here pretty much in the exact same phase at the same time. Riku only needing a few more moons to finish up Wooded there. It's going to be on to Cloud himself. Very nice boss fights from all of our runners so far.
Yeah, Phoenix is looking fine aside from that big time loss in Lake, actually.
Oh, yeah, there's definitely a lot of run left, so definitely don't count any of these runners in or out. Lost Kingdom, as we're coming up on right now, being a big area to lose time, pun intended.
Nice.
But we're
getting that jump.
Yeah, this good reaction there from Rare Gamer. Kind of realized he didn't get the jump that he needed. Definitely gonna let Dave pull ahead there just by a little bit. We're gonna see all of our runners kind of take this weird path off that tree in order to kind of go around this cutscene trigger. There's this stupid bird that triggers a cutscene if you kind of go the casual way through it, and it'll steal your hat, and you gotta do this stupid mini game to get it back, as well as a kind of lengthy cutscene. So definitely not something we want to see. And sadly, taking a death means you have to re-trigger it as well. So hopefully not going to happen to any of our runners there.
Really nice movement here from mystakin.
Yeah, definitely. Here's the bird we were talking about right there. Kind of triggering him there makes it think that, oh, you're already over here. I guess I don't need to do the cutscene. Definitely a nice feature of Lost Kingdom, really saving a lot of time. Lost Kingdom being one of those kingdoms that's definitely really nice to do well. A lot of kind of technical tricks to kind of string together. So very nice showing from all the runners so far. ThatRareGamer being literally one moon, just a few seconds ahead of Dave. So really anything could change the tide of that. And
so
they can grab in one of the
yeah, grabbing the pillar, ground pounder. So how much time does the one in the cage save?
I'm not sure, but it does definitely seem faster. Never timed it myself. We're gonna see both of a bottom run. So far, everybody opted into the pillar moon there. That moon that Jin was talking about, you can get one of those beetle things and make it blow up a cage. We'll see if our runners. Ooh, Dave gonna get deathless here. Dying there is semi-intentional. It will just warp him right back to the Odyssey, but it does save a few seconds to not die there, as well as saving some coins.
Is it really a few? Because they're barely behind each other.
Oh yeah, definitely. So I do believe it's 2 seconds.
Oh right, yeah. That makes sense. All right,
an excellent Lost Kingdom from all already.
Yeah. Wow, synced up, but different worlds on PhoenixRiku and mystakin right there. Oh, don't die.
Some good reaction there from Phoenix to hop back, realizing that he didn't quite get that cloud hat. And now we're coming up on Dark Metro. Is this your favorite kingdom?
Mine? Not sure, actually. I love this first part because of the long jump and how I was part of making that long jump setup, I think.
Getting some insight to the tech building. But we're going to see all of our runners make it through this. And ThatRareGamer kind of just misstepping there. He's going to have to take it.
Oh, no! I was watching the other three, so I actually missed how he died.
He just kind of bonked on the girder there. Not the end of the world. No. Definitely going to lose some time, but Dave kind of struggling with this rather precise jump to scale this building. Definitely going to let Rare Gamer catch back up as we see mystakin going to be heading into City Hall. Dark Metro, or Rainy Metro as some people call it. While the jumps here are, the hardest thing in the world, they are definitely difficult, and failing any of them loses a significant amount of time because you do have to fall pretty far or reset. mystakin here kind of trying to stay on some early cycles. As Phoenix does a nice Bowser fight there, going to be heading off to Lost.
And Dave about to lose a little bit of time. I think he bonked and didn't get enough speed over.
Yeah, unfortunate mistake there. Going to definitely let. Ooh, and the Rare Gamer falling as well. He's going to have to kind of go back around here. Hopefully he knows the. Yeah, he knows what's up. But that is going to definitely back and forth on here on the bottom race.
I think the nerves are getting to them.
Rare Gamer getting that very early cycle there. It's always nice to see. It's going to give him a little bit of time over Dave as we see mystakin entering into that RNG boss fight that we were speaking of before. Oh, and no, Phoenix going to accidentally trigger that cutscene. Kind of taking an older route up to the top and just misstepping a little bit. He's going to have to go track down his hat. As we see all the runners so far making that long jump. Now this long jump we see Dave doing it, very scary. The camera really fights against you there. And again, falling down there loses a ton of time. You have to really make the climb.
Seeing as most of our runners are getting to the point where RNG is the heaviest.
Oh yeah, definitely the path, and even just the order that it shoots these fireballs out, as we see on mystakin there.
I think he got it.
Ooh, getting a very good pattern.
Oh, he got it.
Fine.
That was close. That was really close.
You have to break all of those orbs before it goes invincible again. If not, it'll go into a really another long phase. So it's nice to see him get the 2 cycle there. Yeah. Very important.
And since Mecha Wiggler is longer, the second phase, it takes longer for him to go back to the wall. Even though I do think that the third time he would do it, he only walks the walk once instead of like 2 times or whatever.
Ooh, no, ThatRareGamer kind of just missing that last fireball shot there. It's going to take a death and have to restart this fight. Very unfortunate there. Again, this boss being very trolly to do very cleanly. As Riku makes a very good work of a very unfortunate Lost Kingdom there, getting right back on track. And we're going to see mystakin start off with Davesterio. See if he does this neat trick right here.
ledge by the ledge. Yeah, I guess with the ledge drop and everything, it was hard to set that up. So normally what you do here, which we'll hopefully see from our other 2 runners at the bottom, since they're almost there, is that you set up so Cappy is in homing range of the zip line. So as you pick up that moon, you just let Cappy rip. So you basically pop onto the zip line and get down to the downtown. I really like the movement of this stage.
Yeah, being a very long kingdom, we actually need 20 moons here. We're going to be in this kingdom for a very long time. And ThatRareGamer looks like he's going to get the 2 cycle here. Second time around. Maybe. Just waiting for our streams to catch up real quick. And it looks like he is going to get it. So very nice there from ThatRareGamer. Definitely making a good work of a bad situation to stay in this race.
Iron Girder, and then he'll warp.
Ooh, it looks like Phoenix did go for the death warp there, but maybe just unintentionally realizing that he did accidentally grab a checkpoint. We don't want to grab any checkpoints and loss, so that way when we do die there, we get warped back to the Odyssey. Not a big time loss. I'll just roll back on over. As the rest of our runners here are going to be heading in to the last sections of Metro here. Again, Metro keeping that theme of not the hardest tricks in the world. Definitely some scary areas, as we're going to see mystakin start climbing this very small pillar. While these tricks are not the hardest in the world, any misstep or mistiming loses you more time than you would expect, because you are so high up in the air in Metro. You are very high up in the air, so a fall takes a long time.
Nice, nice. Seeing Phoenix finally getting to Metro, I wonder if he'll get good RNG.
Let's hope so. Definitely.
So one thing I wanted to mention about this wall climb before the long jump is that you want to make sure that once you pop off the thing, you don't want to slide off the wall, because that will ruin your wall jump. I think it does anyway, because every time I was doing it, it happened. I couldn't wall jump after.
Unfortunate bonk there from Phoenix, but he's just going to have to wall kick his way back up. Not the end of the world, not the death. Not the biggest time loss. As we see both of our bottom runners here, just pretty much just a few moons apart. ThatRareGamer is going to be taking the warp himself as Dave jumps over the pool here. Now, one thing about this moon after this pool moon, it's always interesting to see how, I guess, ballsy players will get to ground pound. Because you can't ground pound this moon from like a mile away, kind of sniping it. But a lot of runners will wait to see their shadow. So it's always nice to see what people are willing to go for in a race.
It's kind of easy to see. Yeah. kind of easy to see which tile it is, but from that far above, it's hard to tell exactly where you land.
Oh yeah, definitely.
The like, what do you call it? The perception of I can't English. I'm sorry. English is.
No, you're right. Your perception definitely fights you there, making you think, oh, I was over it, but then you ground pound and you're a few tiles to the left. And we're gonna actually see mystakin exchanging his tickets for Base Fest here. Everybody's favorite part of the run.
Yay! It's like one of the best noises in the game.
That's what I love about these 4-ray races, Jenny. We gotta go to a Base Fest 4 times. Now, one thing we may have missed a little bit there. Phoenix kind of misstepped this. Well, hold on. Let him get this long jump real quick. Very nice there. But he had some really good recovery there to when he was getting up to that chest moon, he realized that he kind of just didn't have the height that he needed. So he made a quick reaction and jumped back down to the pole. Falling there, it's very, very painful. So nice reaction there from Phoenix.
So, since I've been out of the loop, can I ask you, what was the situation with the languages? Because since I took a break, I have no idea what happened.
We did discover that Japanese saves a few seconds over Chinese, and
it does. Wow.
Yeah, and it saves over English about 15 seconds. So that's why you'll see all of our runners are running on Japanese.
Did somebody test Korean yet? Because they updated it, so Korean would be a thing.
You know what? I'm not sure. I do know there is that video out comparing all of the ones we had at the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
So, mystakin is going to actually be heading off to Snow here. It looks like he's got plenty of coins. I do believe he was a runner that opted out of the Sphinx, so very nice there to see him have enough coins by the time he gets to Snow. Most runners would opt to go to Seaside first. They're getting most of the coins.
It's hard to tell me how many coins he has. Is it just 103?
Yeah, he's got 103. And sadly, ooh, come on, Phoenix. Ooh, I was pulling for him. Just needed one more orb there. Sadly, he's going to have to see another cycle. And mystakin did break that Toad's igloo, so I do fear Toad will not make it through the night. We're so rude to that Toad. We just leave him out there in the snow.
It's the cap, dude. He'll be fine.
It's the cap. And he'll be fine. Phoenix going to be getting that last orb there that he needs. Sadly, did get an extra cycle there, but again, not the end of the world.
He didn't die, so that's basically all that matters if you get that. It's like, when it comes to RNG, I feel in speedrunning, just have a good mentality, especially for a race, just have a good mentality. It's like, okay, I got bad RNG, but I didn't die.
Yeah. So
you can continue, because a death is almost always more time lost than bad RNG.
And Dave breaking Toad's igloo there. Not what you'd like to see. I'm sure Toad is probably going to die now.
It's over.
It's over.
He's gonna die 4 times.
As we see mystakin here, jumping off that trampoline and getting up to that bridge can be a little bit trickier than it looks. Sometimes that bridge giving you a weird kick and sending you down. As we do see ThatRareGamer heading to Seaside first, while Dave heads to Snow. We will not kind of know who's ahead until they meet back up a bunch of. Ooh, and Phoenix going for the manipulation there, accidentally getting a little bit too close, and then to reset. Looks he's going to get it this time. So now we're going to see him shake his controller, and it will kind of zip him back onto that lightning pole. In a few seconds. mystakin is now in the Blowy Joey room. Very scary room. Again, you're kind of getting blown around by these big cloud things, and there's all this just purple stuff everywhere. Making quick work of it there. Phoenix, it's a nice RC car there. And Dave's going to try to get up on this bridge, get in the first try there. The room that we see ThatRareGamer in right now can definitely troll you. Your depth perception being your biggest enemy in here, as this room is kind of like a 2D, pseudo 2D 0.5 room. But once he gets up there, he gets it just fine.
Yeah, and a weird thing with this area is also that the wall towards the camera, you can't objectively do anything with. You can't wall kick from it. It's just there. It acts like a barrier for said area.
Definitely
Just
a very
really
frustrating area. As if he's mistaken entering the Goomba room here. Really all of the rooms in Snow kind of quite big pitfalls. And of course now we see that we're on ice here with just death all around. Hopefully he can make it out of here clean.
That sacrifice, making the Goombas look like Yoshis.
Hey, get over to that moon.
Yeah. This jump can be really scary, so the best tip I can give anybody who's getting into this game is that get used to how far your jump goes, as in the apex of how much forward you can go, and also the apex of your jump, and then throw a cappy, because if you're a little bit late, you're more bound to bonk and not even ledge grab for that.
Yeah, and if you run too early, you just straight up miss it. So. Mistaken's going to be actually heading off to the very final room here in Snow. We could fight a boss here, but that's slow. We do only need one more moon, so handily there is a secret moon right around this corner we're going to see Mistaken get.
Did you find this one in your casual playthrough?
I do not think so.
Yeah, me neither. I only found out because of the speedrun. When when Snow Kingdom got routed to this.
Phoenix getting trolled a little bit by ooh no, a really weird bonk there. I'm not even sure. Maybe he just took a strange angle. He's gonna have to find a way back up top there. As both of our bottoms runners here finishing their respective kingdoms. Actually, sorry. ThatRareGamer is finishing his, but Seaside is a much shorter kingdom, as you see with Snow. All these story moons have silly cutscenes and a lot more loading zones. Even though we need 10 moons per kingdom, Snow ends up taking a lot longer.
Wait, whoa. Mistaken got a 109? Jeez, then my PB list for him was wrong.
That's what I was saying. All these runners kind of have an outdated PB, so definitely don't sleep on any of them.
Yeah, for sure. And with a 109, looking at him play...
Definitely staying on good pace here for Mistaken. As ThatRareGamer is going to have an option to... besides Toad's life himself, we'll see what he goes for. Breaking the igloo again. You can't. The only reason I say that is because you can talk to that Toad directly through the snow.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Ooh, nice, nice movement there from Mistaken and Lake.
Phoenix is gonna have to go for some kind of backup moon here. We'll see what he goes for.
And PhoenixRiku coming up to the base.
Oh yeah, 4 tickets to Base Fest, y'all. Hope everybody's ready. As Dave enters Seaside himself, and ThatRareGamer is going to be buying the last moon that he needs. Going to Seaside first to make sure they have plenty of coins. As we see, Phoenix here is going to kind of have to hunt down a moon. Accidentally falling off of that cafe. He's going to have to find a way back up there. Looks like he found it.
Yeah, that is the best. Wait, he missed the pool one?
He missed the cafe one.
Oh, right.
An easy mistake to make there. So just going to have to look at some recovery here, and some nice recovery there. Just got to ground pound this and then be on his way. As we see Dave kind of also getting trolled by this room. Again, this room being very unfortunate. Definitely a trick on the eyes in here. But after he gets up there, he gets the first try.
Yeah, right now it's just, like you mentioned before, aside from Phoenix about to wrap up Metro here, it's hard to tell for the bottom race who's ahead of who.
Yeah, we won't, like I said, like Jenny said, you won't know until we meet back up at luncheon. That is the kingdom after both of these. Conveniently, we can pick between Snow and Seaside to go to first, so giving those different route options is always nice to see in a game. And really, the only difference in time of going to Seaside first is that you do have to push down once in that menu. Other than that, that is the only time loss. So, like, what, half a second? If that even, picking one over the other.
Yeah, something like that.
As Mystakin is going to be off to luncheon himself, both of our runners down here on the bottom only needing just a few more moons to head there. And Phoenix is going to be off to Snow himself, being our last chance here to save Toad.
Let's see. So, Davesterio have 4 moons left, coming up to the fourth last here.
Looks like Dave is ahead.
Yeah, I think Dave is not much, but definitely slightly ahead.
Just needing the last 2 moons in this room and then the last secret one. So again, they will have to eat some cutscenes here, but pretty much the same amount of moons from both of our runners.
Let's
see left in their kingdoms.
I was looking at the ThatRareGamer screen and I was like, let's hope the Goombas aren't suicidal.
Oh yeah, those Goombas. Again, I said you need to keep all 4 of those Goombas alive to get the moon in that room. If one of them die, you do have to kind of reset it. And Mystakin coming up on one of the hardest jumps in the game to get consistent with, trolling a little bit there. You need to make sure that you get maximum height off of your cap dive in order to make it up there. So definitely making nice work of that.
Another thing to note about that jump is I think it's before or after you kick off the wall, you want to make sure that you spin, which is kind of an awkward technique to do. I mean, it's an easy button input for it, but it's basically, I think when you're close to a wall, you can press the capture button for Mario to spin, so he stays in midair, so you don't lose height before the wall jump.
Yeah, definitely making that timing a little bit safer. So you throw your hat against the wall, and then keeps you from moving down. Mario actually gaining a little bit of height when he throws his hat.
Nice.
So like we said, Dave is a little bit ahead here, only pretty much just 1 cutscene ahead, so don't count this race down below out at all. Luncheon Kingdom being a really easy place to lose time, a lot of pitfalls. So we'll see if Dave can get this jump first try here.
My biggest curiosity here between all these 4, are they forkers or are they lava fireballs dudes?
I'm hashtag team Potaboo. I'm not a forks man.
I'm all about the forks, but mostly because I don't like controlling the ball.
Honestly,
it's up to everybody else.
Preference.
Yeah. Did they confirm what's faster?
Yeah. I think forks is, but by the smallest amount. So definitely making sure you're doing what's fastest for you. We could, technically put everything to the limit here, but being in a race setting, you want to make sure you're going for what you know you can do.
Ooh, super clean movement, if I'm Mystakin right there. Not 100%, but super clean either way. It's an interesting route.
ThatRareGamer, no, yeah, this is one of the newer options we have here. He could also opt in to do a triple jump, throw his hat, and then kind of be like Spider-Man on the wall there, and then wall kick up his way up there. So definitely just those small optimizations we see coming out of the woodworks here for every kingdom. As Phoenix makes that jump look easy, getting over to that last move just fine. And ThatRareGamer starting his boss fight just as Dave finishes it. So again, very close down here. This may come down to Bowser's Kingdom. Any step from Dave here, so they're going to let ThatRareGamer back in.
Praise the salt, dude. Praise the salt.
Salt everywhere.
Yeah, literally. I like the fact that we have 2 salt moons in this game. Whoa, this is... Oh,
yeah, it looks like they're
wow.
The forks, man. Doing some very tricky hat work there.
That reminds me of the thing Pi did ages ago for what you do after this room.
Yeah.
That you throw Cappy so you can jump off Cappy while taking that hit.
very clean work in the fork from there by Mistaken. It's always nice to see that room done well.
Yeah, beautiful indeed.
Dave actually doing kind of an older moon here. Slots kind of been rounded out recently. Maybe just doing a safety there. Do not blame him.
Maybe he doesn't like either forks or lava.
Maybe, but he is gonna need one other moon.
Yeah. I wonder where he'll get that one. Then again, this is what's so exciting about runners like these, because it's fun to see different routes, even though they're not the most optimal, but it's most optimal for them.
Yeah, definitely in a race setting, making sure you're doing what you're comfortable with. Mistaken coming up on probably my least favorite moon in the whole entire game. This pan bro can definitely troll you sometimes. It's pretty much just like a shotgun effect on that pan bro. So you kind of just have to hope it gets the block that you need.
According to speedrun.com, Dave's PB is a 1:12:57. I am not sure if he got a better time during the tournament.
And it looks like Dave actually skipping salt pile.
Oh. That means he doesn't do forks.
Negative. And we're gonna actually
that
see
does
Dave.
Make sense though.
Yeah, Dave's gonna actually head into one more room here that ThatRareGamer may go into, may not go into. And Mistaken gonna be heading over to his last moon before the multi-moon. This one kind of on the mountain, behind the mountain there. It'd be very scary if you misspace that ground pound. And it looks like ThatRareGamer is gonna go Potaboo. I do believe it's Potaboo for both of our runners down here on the bottom.
Yeah, Dave caught up with that.
Yeah, definitely some different, maybe more comfortable route options here. ThatRareGamer only being one moon behind. He just needs to break this cheese and get on his way. Yesterday in a race, I saw the most unfortunate cheese moon there. I was commentating a race and somebody literally got every block but the one they needed.
No,
I should clip it. It was like there was one block left and everything around it was broken.
no.
Phoenix here having a little bit of trouble with this jump. Again, this jump making sure you need to get max height, and he's gonna get it there clean that time.
Nice,
so, very nice from Phoenix. Very good recovery. As Mistaken is going to be leaving Luncheon Kingdom here, and Dave is in the Potaboo room that we were talking about. As we saw, he's going to go in this room instead of Forks, and ThatRareGamer is going to only be one room behind him. So, this bottom race may be determined by Bowser's Kingdom. Dave definitely needs to stay on his toes here to keep this lead. ThatRareGamer not too far behind. Like I said, just literally one moon or one room behind him.
Ooh,
and
really
getting
nice.
Getting that moon very easily. Having the best showing of that room from all of our runners so far. It's nice to see somebody pull that off. And Mistaken's going to be coming up on probably my least favorite kingdom.
Yeah, this guy is, it's hard to optimize him more than he is.
Yeah, I think Samu said it best the very first time I ever heard it. It's pretty much just an auto-scroller. We pretty much can only hit the boss when it lets us, so there's two different options we're going to see players do. They're either going to take a damage boost to get on top of them, or just well-time some jumps to be there as soon as they are needed. We do kind of have to just wait these phases out as we see Mistaken going for the damage boost there to be able to be in the right spot to pull these pins out as soon as he can.
Yeah, there's obviously little time saves you can do on this, but I can't imagine more so than what we just saw, like landing on top of it and taking that. And you want to make sure that you land so you don't get hit by like a shockwave kind of knockback, so you fly away from it.
I'm Mistaken it pretty clean, making it pretty clean. Like I said, you just want to make sure you're available to pull those pins out as soon as it allows you. Very simple boss fight. Now, somebody asked in the chat, unless this has not been updated, Mystakin only has 1 win. So for him and Phoenix, it is not the end of the tournament life yet for either of those winners. And ThatRareGamer. Now, this bottom race is going to be very important. Both of those winners sitting on 1 win, 1 loss, and that is Group A. Well, missing a player there. They are going to need this. This race is very important for both of them, I should say. So definitely keep your eyes out down there.
Phoenix making quick work of Lake or Seaside.
Yeah, again, Seaside being one of those kingdoms where the hardest things about it are right early on. So after you kind of get to the cheap phase, really you just got to make sure you don't bonk a bunch and then be on your way. Seaside not really having any fear for major time loss. Of course, you can mistime some jumps and lose a little bit of time there, but and we're gonna see both of our runners down here on bottom finishing up. I do believe the last phase of the dragon here for Dave, and Mystakin's going to be heading off to Bowser's Kingdom. Bowser's Kingdom, again, being like a gauntlet of platforming and boss fights. And honestly been through a lot of route changes recently. So we'll kind of point out which moons they could have gone for or could have not gone for as they go past it. There being one right here, as we see Mystakin. He could grab this bird and do that zip that JD was kind of talking about. And it looks like he's going to go for it. See if he gets it here. So he's going to leave his hat kind of over this Pokio so that he can get back up here very quickly. See if he gets it. And he is going to get it. So very nice work there from Mystakin.
Is that faster than the one behind the gate?
Behind the gate?
Yeah, after the puzzle, the jigsaw moon.
We still grab that one, the one over the wall. We'll probably not see him go for Glory Hole.
So you skip.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I was thinking about this one because I saw people do it for the longer categories, and I was like, is that really, maybe?
I think you have to do it perfectly to save a whole lot of time, but sometimes Glory Hole can kind of mess you up if you get on a bad cycle, you know what I mean? Because you are waiting on bomb cycles. So.
Oh yeah, that's true. So yeah. Then I can definitely see why it's worth. Right, good to know for my race tomorrow. I forget when I was supposed to race.
And Phoenix kind of just missing a cycle here. He's gonna have to kind of chase him around here. Oh, and getting a very nice dive to it. Not lose a whole lot of time. As you can see there, missing one of these phases on the boss kind of sends it into a crazy phasing. I'm just chase it down, losing some time. Some nice movement there from Mystakin to get up on this roof. One thing we may see runners do is use a bird to get up here instead of just getting up there with just Mario.
Oh no!
Making this move a nice motion control input.
Yeah, that's scary. That's really scary.
Dodging bombs and getting pieces. So Mystakin again, a sad day when Glory Hole has been routed out of Bowser's Kingdom.
Yeah,
definitely making those Grand Pooh Berry emotes a little bit. Dave getting thrown a little bit here by the swamp. We do want to kind of climb up on it in a quick manner. Giving ThatRareGamer a little bit of time to catch back up here, as he's got only pretty much one story moon behind. Let's see if ThatRareGamer goes for this. No, he's going to say, no, I don't want to do this Pokio trick. So we're going to either see him go for Glory Hole or the one around the corner. The one around the corner being very, very dangerous. Let's see. I have yet to see a runner do that in any of the races I've commentated. Who will probably go for Glory Hole.
Probably. So another thing that I noticed is that as of the longer this game has been out in terms of speedrunning, people have not shaken motion controls during the zip line. Is it because it lags the game?
It's not faster. I do believe
it's not
be faster. Yeah. And a very clean fight there from Mystakin.
Holy
this topper fight being a bigger waste of time if you mess it up as compared to Cap Kingdom. So making sure that he jumps on that hat as soon as it becomes vulnerable. And of course, there's a million hats around, so it's not always the easiest thing to do. As Dave should be going for glory hole here, and he is going to do it. So definitely some hope left for this run. As he comes up on, this would be a refight for Mystakin, but we don't fight this boss. It is the boss of Sand Kingdom, but we skipped the boss there. And just head on our way. And so far, I think all of our runners are opting out of grabbing the bird to get these moon shards.
Interesting route here from Phoenix. He opted to buy a moon in luxury.
Maybe just a little bit of race safety. And did he change his hat there? I think he bought a hat. Yeah, he bought a hat.
Yeah.
Just showing off a little bit of swag there. So Dave just one moon ahead of ThatRareGamer here. Very tight race.
They're both looking really good for this.
Yeah, both of them are going to be pretty much entering the mini boss phase at the same time. As Mystakin gets to the very last part of platforming before a Mecha Brutal. Now, is Mecha Brutal your favorite or is it not your favorite?
The quote-unquote Power Ranger fight, as I call it, if done right, it's my favorite. Yeah, that's it.
They do blast off.
Team Rock? No, they're not. They're actually enough. I forget. Because Wobble Fed is a thing.
Oh, yeah.
So they are for it.
Again, just like Jenny was saying, very executing it well saves a ton of time. However, missing any of the phases as keeping in just kind of all the bosses in this so far. There's a trick to kind of skip a phase or make a phase go quickly. So we'll see what Mystakin opts for here. He probably will go for what we call birdless, which means the intended way here is to grab a bird, capture a bird, and hit these bombs back at its legs to knock it over. An unfortunate death there from Phoenix. I don't know where it's going to spawn.
As I'm waiting for the stream to catch up, I was
going to say, I could hear Mystakin going for birdless. He's going to get a bird this time. So as we see here, you can kind of get, that kind of area can kind of troll you with the ground pound being like kind of unstable ground. So he's just going to slide right off and kind of have to reset. And both
it's
of our
all a lot of, because of how the head moves on the thing.
Yeah, kind of getting the clearance that you need is important, is kind of determined by where you go for this ground pound. As both of our runners on the bottom here finishing up their topper fight. Sadly, ThatRareGamer kind of chasing Hass a little bit. Not the end of the world. Just being one phase behind, only just a tiny bit. Now, Mystakin, the main goal of this fight is once you get on top there, we need to ground pound all of these brutal parts. And the most important thing is that you do not fall off the top once you're up there. The boss is going to attempt to throw you off, but you can do some well-timed jumps to get back on. Falling off there would mean you kind of have to wait through phases and climb back up with a bird. Just missing that, but he can recover from this.
I couldn't nice speak because I was waiting for the ground pound. He's to get it out.
Nice. He's gonna get it. Very good recovery there from Mystakin. Definitely keeping this cool there. Definitely would make most runners panic missing that bit. And he's gonna get the very last one. A very clean fight there from Mystakin. Fumbling a little bit on birdless, but once he's up there, he's up there. So it's good to see. And then there they go blasting off. I'm pretty sure we just killed all those bunnies. As both Dave and ThatRareGamer are pretty much on the same exact part here, making the last climb up to Mecha.
Oh no.
Honestly, I think that he jumped out, right? Like he had to have jumped out. I think that's a death. So very quick reaction there from
me, literally as it happens. I wasn't sure if he died or not.
A very quick catch there from ThatRareGamer. That purple stuff being an instant death. So jumping out of that bird, definitely. I'm not sure if the bird would just die and then you would pop out, or if you would both die. I don't recall. But either way, a nice save there. As we see Dave actually going for the bird strategy, may lose him a little bit of time here on ThatRareGamer if ThatRareGamer can get up here. Doing that with a backflip, making it look easy, and a very close fight here from both of these runners.
Oh, God.
Again, the most important thing is to stay on top here, getting back each phase so that you can hit the brutals as soon as it allows you. And those ears that we saw Dave kind of just leap over, those can really get in your way. That being one of the kind of the parts you got to look out for. You definitely bonk on that and then get thrown across the arena.
Yeah. Or not only get it, they can save you as well, because you can keep bonking between the head and the ears and just stay there, which is like...
Ooh, ThatRareGamer is going to have to wait on a little bit of a cycle there. Not too big of a deal. Oh, no, and Dave taking a fall. He's going to have to wait for it to spawn a bird. This is going to give ThatRareGamer a chance if he can get this. And ThatRareGamer is going to take the lead. So again, this race being so close, that one mistake is definitely going to kind of change the tides of it. As we see mystakin heading off to Moon. Now Moon being a kingdom that we skip a large portion of it. You're going to see mystakin.
The best part about the game, my guy. The best part. At any rate, over at PhoenixRiku's side, he's just finishing up luncheon, so he's getting back to it, even though he is behind, unfortunately, due to unfortunate events during the run, which can happen. I mean, it's a race, so that also adds to it.
Oh yeah, definitely nerves could be an issue here for all of these runners, especially if mystakin is on PB pace. That just kind of adding to the pressure. As we see both of our bottom runners here, they're going to be heading off to Moon themselves as mystakin comes up on Moon skip. This skip being semi-precise. We'll see if he gets a first try here. You need to do that very first kick off the wall in a specific spot, and it looks like he's going to get it first try.
Nice.
Awesome try there from mystakin.
This camera can be so scary. I recall a highlight of Chrism almost dying once he was up this bridge. So yeah, you want to make sure you jump in the right spot and always do what's more comfortable for you. Because the moon skip is basically two parts. Aside from just getting up there, you have to get to the bridge towards the church as well. Or the chapel.
And the camera definitely fights you there, like Jenny was saying.
Yeah,
and both of our bottom racers here, pretty much on the same cutscene at the same time. Dave just trailing by just a little bit. So it could come down to, it could even come down to a couple of failed moon skips, and ThatRareGamer could lose his lead here. So definitely keep an eye on this bottom race as mystakin goes into the next Bowser fight. Again, this fight is being kind of like a level up for Bowser. More hats, more fire. So nothing too trivial. It looks like he's going for a little bit of safer strats, so I don't blame him.
And the fire hoops. Which isn't as hard as it looks the first time you play it.
Yeah, that hitbox looks huge, but you pretty much have to be standing on the ground to get hit by it.
Yeah.
And Phoenix going for damageless here on the Ruin fight. Make it a little bit harder, but definitely get some nice timing there from Phoenix. It's good to see.
Skip rope. Or skip fire rope. It's like that Mario Party minigame, except now it's Bowser holding the whip. Or the rope. It's always nice when it's in the middle like that. Then you don't have to worry too much.
ThatRareGamer coming up on Moonskip himself. Looks like he kind of realized he didn't quite get the right spot, so he's going to have to back out. Like I said, missing a Moonskip here could definitely let Dave back in this, so they're pretty much going to be on Moonskip at the same time. Very exciting here from both of our runners. And he's going to...
He got it.
He's got it? Yeah, he's got it. If Dave can get this first try here, this is going to be neck and neck going into...
Oh, no!
He just missed the spot, so he's going to have to reset.
Yeah. Also, right there where mystakin was, that's where I first encountered the Phantom Grab in a run that was PB based.
definitely one of those things that control you. Cappy kind of, you gotta capture it a few times for some reason. If there's a cutscene right after capturing, we see the same thing with the frog. And Dave struggling here a little bit with the moon skip. Like I said, this can be rather precise, and especially on in a race setting when nerves are high. But he's gonna get it there.
Nice.
Definitely not over. RareGamer still having some opportunities to lose some time here if Dave can keep it up.
Do you think mystakin's gonna go for the tricky jump?
He is going for the tricky jump.
Oh.
And he gets it. Pretty notorious shortcut there. A very big fan favorite, as it is a very small reward for a very large risk.
Well, I have a feeling he's not paced for PB, but solid run. Like, holy crap. And small time saves you can do in this escape here is not getting hit by anything. And throwing fireballs in midair is also helpful, especially when moving, because you don't lose speed as much by doing that. Also, you can put a fireball in front of you when those blocks come down. And as we see mystakin starting off here, shooting fireballs to the left one, so it's pretty much finished as he comes over there, because it's more optimal to go left first because they're higher, so it's easier to, it's kind of like a staircase down when switching to the other ones, except for the third one. So you can just shoot fireballs until you get there and just hit it 2-3 times.
No, ThatRareGamer is kind of missing a phase there.
No, he did?
Definitely letting Dave catch up a little bit of time here. I'm not sure what phase Dave's on. Looks like second. As ThatRareGamer is on the last one. No, RareGamer is on the second one as well. No, it was the third. I can't count. So it was an extremely close race. Both of them on the exact same phase, pretty much at the same time. And Dave kind of super close, but he's going to actually do very nice and grab there. So.
And congratulations to mystakin taking first in that upper race.
As ThatRareGamer heads off to his escape sequence, as well as Dave. So extremely neck and neck. There's not a big chance for time loss here, as long as you don't die. It's pretty much all you got to do is don't die here, and you make it out clean. Dying here kind of sending you back to the previous scene or area.
Wait, who's gonna lose? Is it both loser out in the lower race?
I think, yeah, this race is very important for both of them. I do believe winner moves on in this bracket. I could be mistaken. Not being the smartest with these brackets. If somebody wants to correct me on that, but I do believe that is the case. Both of them being in Group A. And as we're kind of lagging a little bit here, it looks like neither of our runners down on the bottom went for a 2D skip. So definitely playing it safe there.
I'm still waiting, so I can't see anything. Okay, we're back. Yeah, it's going to be a little bit hard for Dave to come back from this. Very unfortunate. Super close and intense race from both of these runners at the bottom. And definitely, I wouldn't say Phoenix is a slouch either. He's been doing a great job trying to keep up.
Yeah, definitely hats off to Phoenix for staying in this race. We used to see a lot of runners kind of get discouraged or want to give up, but it's always nice to see him finish no matter what. Man, this is so close on the bottom. Dave is going to be breaking the last pillar as ThatRareGamer heads off, just being like a 10-second difference here. And as you can see, this race was so close. Just one mistake on Mecha Brutal is pretty much what turned the tides there. Mecha Brutal being a very big time loss, Bowser's being a very big run killer. So it looks like both of these runners getting a 113 or 17. It's going to just miss the 113, I think. Both of these runners within 30 seconds of each other. Very impressive to do in a race. Awesome showing. As we see Phoenix here finishing up his last mini boss fight here. Looks like he did kind of miss a phase, but not the end of the world. He's just gonna jump.
Yeah. So what happened there was basically he got put in the corner, so it's always really awkward to hit the spike balls back to her. So you want to make sure like you stay on the stage, kind of idea, like in the center, and don't take too much time before hitting the spike balls, because if you take too long, she's gonna retaliate the balls.
Is ThatRareGamer in the Discord? Let's see. What's he go by on the Discord?
I have no clue.
So, Phoenix on his topper fight now. Let's see if he can... Oh, and a very nice jump there to skip that phase. Just one more jump here, and he's going to be on his way to the Mecha Brutal himself. So he can get this. Ooh, just jumping a little bit too early there. He's going to have to chase down some hats. He needs to be very careful here. He's on 1 health. Definitely playing... I
think one of these hats give you hearts.
But he actually found it pretty early there. Not losing a whole lot of time. So again, Phoenix is having one more bit of platforming until he moves on to the Mecha Brutal himself, and then he'll be on to Moon.
So wait, you need to get 8 in this stage. I'm thinking he must be getting the nose.
He may go for the one around the corner here. Is he missing a Moon?
Yeah.
He's probably going to go for the one around the corner here. That being kind of what we see in the world record. Shaden does go for this Moon, but it'd be a very scary Moon to go for. Let's see if Phoenix can get it.
I think he's going for the nose.
Think you all right?
Yeah, that's what I used to do. The second we found out about the nose, that's what I chose to do, because at the time we didn't know any moons that were a lot faster than that one. Because that one is still pretty fast. It's not slow by any means. It's just other moons are a little bit more optimal.
Don't box me out, bro.
As we were joined by Dave, I'm not sure where ThatRareGamer is. I can't ping him on Discord. So I'm not sure what name he goes by on Discord.
Hey,
Somebody
what's
can
up?
update me on that.
I choked that one, didn't I? That was intense. That was really intense.
That was extremely close.
That was
Both
the craziest race I've seen.
30 seconds of an awesome showing.
Yeah, you know.
Were you?
Oh, what were you gonna say? I'm sorry, I don't mean to interrupt.
Were you running your normal splits there?
Yeah.
Did you have any golds?
I had a gold in Luncheon.
Awesome.
And and Sand Kingdom actually.
Oh, so definitely performing very well there, early game and late game. That's awesome. Luncheon being a very hard kingdom to get a gold on, honestly, a lot of room to make error.
Yeah, I'm still doing slots and not salt pile either.
We did see that. Is that just for what you're comfortable with, or?
Honestly, just what I've always learned, and
gotcha. Yeah, definitely you want to stick with that in a race setting for sure.
Yeah, it was like I'd rather do the fireball room than the forks room, you know, or however the route ends up when you get salt pile. I just know I haven't really practiced forks room, so. But yeah, I mean, that was really intense. Shoot, I don't even remember what happened. It was so back and forth.
I think the one error that kind of put you under was Mecha Brutal.
Oh yeah, falling off right at the end.
Yeah, that's like the worst time to fall off, because it takes forever to get back up if you fall off before the last hit.
And then it's like that moon skip, man. I don't know where it was. It just wasn't happening for me.
Yeah, definitely one of those tricks that can be.
It was hard. It was hard to tell if you got the first jump or not. So because keeping track of 4 racers is kind of rough, but I'd still say good job.
Yeah, congrats to
Keeping up the
ThatRareGamer.
pace.
That was intense. That was really intense.
Yeah, definitely very, very fun to watch. It's always, regardless of the outcome there, race that close is always keeping you on the edge of your seat. It's always very fun.
Oh yeah.
Speaking of close, poor Phoenix just fell off barely trying to get that ground pound.
In this boss fight being very brutal, even top
No
runners
pun
having
intended.
issues with it. No, yeah, no pun intended there. Kind of forgot those two words. We see Phoenix doing a little bit of an intended strategy here. Definitely maybe just wanting to get out of here, and cleaning it up there. So just one more brutal that he needed, and he's going to be on his way.
But alright, guys, I'm gonna hop out of the call. Thanks
Thank you
for having
so
me.
much.
Alright, peace out, guys.
Everybody
Alright,
should
make sure
definitely go
you-
follow.
Yeah, I was about to say.
ThatRareGamer. Yeah. Definitely shout outs to them for putting on an awesome race. I'm sure definitely something I would go back and watch. That was so close.
This is what I want to see from this tournament, but I think the bracket is going to be crazy.
I think bracket is we're gonna see a lot of very, very close, 30-second races, 15-second races. Definitely cutting it down to in half. We're gonna see a very large skill group kind of move on. You said you still have some races left yourself, Jenny?
I haven't done a single one due to being sick and very busy
Gotcha,
during
gotcha.
the holidays.
Thank you. I'm sick myself today, but still watching some Mario.
It's all about that. I can't wait to get back into it. Right after this, I'm gonna go practice. But as we see, did he pick up an extra move there? Oh, behind the ship.
Oh yeah, that being kind of a very, very safe but older moon to get. He's gonna be off the moon himself. Just needs to be that one skip and then fight Bowser, and then he'll be on his way. Hopefully, Moonskip being kind to him, as we saw from Dave. It can definitely be very hard to line up, being a rather precise setup. You definitely need to make sure you work on that skip a lot to get a very competitive time. Losing quite a bit of time every time you miss it, as you are in moon gravity. You got to fall back down real slow.
Yeah, I'm wondering about the audio situation from Phoenix. Is he not running audio?
It sounded like maybe he was talking over his mic a little bit there. So,
Okay.
Fees will cut it, but no worries.
No, I was just wondering because I didn't know. Yeah, coming up for our fourth and last moonskip of this race.
Oh yeah. Again, Moon being kind of I think it was fun at first, but now I kind of hate it.
Such a trivial skip
Yeah.
you need to do to even get past it.
And then Moon Gravity, kind of just being lackluster after doing all the other tricks in this game.
Yeah. But still, shoutouts. I'm sorry for forgetting those names. I feel really bad about it. But to the team that found the small group of people that found this trick, because it did
I think
so
it was found
much.
like the first day, right? Or something
First,
like that?
I think second week,
Oh.
even like within 10 days, people found it.
Well, Phoenix doing a dive there. I'm not sure if that's intentional or if that's how he.
I'm not sure that's gonna be it.
Yeah, I don't think that'll be it. Definitely have to fall back down and reset here. Again, this trick being really precise. You got to make sure that the very first spot you kick off the wall is very specific. And just missing it there, maybe looking a little bit too far to the right. And even the direction you hold after the wall kick is very important.
Yeah. So what I was taught by Monkey back in the day was that you always hold straight left as long as you have the same camera angle.
Yeah,
Because if
pretty
you
much.
have a different
That's what I
camera
do as
angle,
well.
you need to find a different setup for the angle you need to do.
Yeah, I think the best strategy being as soon as we see him kick there, he just want to hold immediate left to make sure he gets the earliest spot on that wall.
Mm-hmm. And this is such a sad place to lose time too. It's not gonna cut it. Man, I hope his mentality is okay, because this can easily get to you. Because it's not a super hard trick, but it's annoying when it's... Oh, there you go. Please. Ooh, that was crazy.
Yeah, almost not making it, but he gets up there.
He slipped up by that hill or whatever you call it. But yeah, we back in. We're in there. It's happening.
He's gonna be heading on his way to beat up Bowser here. Crash a wedding.
I mean, he's all set.
Maybe Mario's not the nicest guy. Crashing weddings, killing toads, sacrificing Yoshis. Maybe we need to rethink.
Stealing homes from turtles? Hello?
Very true. Using them for his own good.
I know, he's not the plumber we sought him out to be.
Well, I mean, even in Super Mario 1, right, was a pretty ridiculous story there.
Yeah.
The pamphlet that game came with, the story was Bowser turned everybody into blocks, and then, of course, what does Mario go and do? Just start smashing blocks. I mean, you're going to tell me there aren't souls in those blocks you're killing?
Wait, I don't think... I'm from Europe, so I don't think I've ever heard of that.
Yeah, I think it was in some stupid pamphlet that came with the first Super Mario. I'll have to find it.
that's some crazy trivia right there.
Japan, stay weird, Japan. And Mario, stay weird. I'm fine with that. People are like, this game is so weird. You fight a dragon. I'm like, I'm sorry, but Mario has always been weird. He rides dinosaurs and jumps off of
turtles and mushrooms,
stars,
and eats mushrooms for that matter.
Yeah,
and fire flowers. Like, what takes a fire flower?
Yeah, definitely. I'm hashtag keep Mario weird. That's for sure. As Phoenix comes into the very last phase here, I just need to grab one more hat and then punch Bowser one more time.
Playing it safe.
Oh yeah, like I said, I do not blame him. Making sure that he gets right up there. Because if you do not get that hat in time, or
you don't punch in time either. There's just a lot of factors that can factor in for you failing this.
Yeah, if the hat is too close, Bowser takes it back and jumps away. If you're too far away before you start punching him, like Jenny said, he runs away. So definitely losing about 8 seconds every time you miss a phase there. You can definitely.
Hearing that makes me think of I just got through to the brackets in the Mega Man X tournament, and it's the same deal there with some of the bosses. You lose so much time if they decide to do that. Also, we got a glimpse of the Phantom Grab right there.
Yeah. For some reason, Cappy just doesn't want to take. Sometimes we see that right there in the very first frog we capture. I think it has to do with the cutscene. That's really the only two things that are different on those captures. Maybe the cutscene's not loaded, so it just rejects the hat. It's like, I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah, that's the only thing I can think of that might be the case. Also, love triple jumping as Bowser, because he makes Mario noises.
Yeah, he makes the woohoo.
Yeah, looking at this thing, I got reminded of when... I think it was Tech who was trying to figure out if you could skip this section, because you can climb up the wall a little bit, but not the whole way, obviously, because there's nothing to climb on. All right, he gets through. Nice. Yeah, coming up to the final section. Does he do the strat here for the escape room?
Not a clue.
I guess we'll find out.
It looks like he is on pace to keep us under 130. So. Looks like, yeah, he is. So again, we just kind of shoot those fireballs off to the right so we can kind of deal with 2 pillars at once. And it looks like he's going to land some good hits there. Maybe not as many hits as he wanted, so he's going to...
He is opting for right. What is it? Counterclockwise, isn't it?
Yeah, I think he just missed too many fireballs, so he said, I'm on my way. Just going to go ahead and play it safe.
Yeah, that's always smart. So the benefit of doing the other route, as mentioned before, is that you're always at a good height for all of these. If you go this way, you have to like triple jump to even get the correct height. And with these many blocks falling at the end, it's non-optimal to go for the tallest pillar, because they'll block your shots pretty easily. Is ThatRareGamer playing candid camera or something?
Showing off some fancy camera work there. And it looks like he is going to keep us under 130. So, awesome race from all of these runners, guys. Definitely give them
a round of follows.
Yeah, definitely go follow all these guys. Just awesome runners. So definitely expect to see a lot of improvement from all of these guys, especially the ones who are moving on to bracket. And stay tuned. I do believe we got a bunch of Mario coming up today. Let me pull up the schedule. Wow.
I don't even know if I am on the schedule yet.
And it looks like our 4 p.m. race was canceled. So the next race is going to be on Speed Gaming 1 at 6 p.m. Eastern. So in just 2 hours. So nobody go anywhere. Definitely stick around for more races. And definitely give Speed Gaming a follow, guys. They wait around all day and get these races going. Restream them all. So shout outs to them. Dealing with... I know myself being hard to deal with, hard to get times with. So, definitely shout outs to them for putting up with all of us. But thank you so much. I was one of your commentators, Nerf, and I'm joined by the lovely Jenny. So definitely follow him as well.
Yeah, make sure you check us out. Check out these runners, more importantly, and make sure you follow all the 4 Speed Gaming channels for insane amounts of speed gaming, literally speed gaming tournaments throughout for a long period now, because there's a lot of events going on. It's the Link to the Past randomizer. Isn't there another randomizer going on? I forgot all the events on the top of my head.
And I do believe RTA Japan's going on right now, being restreamed on Speed Gaming 3. So shout outs to all those restreamers. Definitely not the easiest thing to do, talking about a game in a different country. So shout outs to them. But that will be it for me. I'm gonna go get some sleep.
Are we? Yeah, you should probably sleep. I'm wondering if we should do interview with.
Oh yeah. Oh,
Mystakin
so. Phoenix and Mystakin. I think Mystakin already took this. Phoenix. I know. ThatRareGamer didn't have a mic, so he was out. Yeah, let's give these chance. Definitely give them a chance to get an interview here if they want it.
Yeah, he wrote like a minute ago in chat, in the stream chat. So if he replies. I don't know if they share the same names in the Discord.
Alright, yeah, looks like both these runners are gonna hop in here. We are joined by Phoenix. Phoenix, what's going on?
Oh, hold on. Alright, hello. Now I can hear you.
Hello.
Hey.
So you probably not the best run you've ever put on, huh? But definitely a nice showing there.
Yeah.
Honestly, your reaction and your recovery on some areas was very, very good. Especially your seaside. Your seaside was like flawless.
Yeah, it was a bit rough at the start of the judges, but yeah, I think it was like 4 minutes beyond my PB. Or no, I finished 5 minutes beyond my PB. So my PB's not that good in general, but too much Rainbow Six Siege going on lately, you know.
Gotcha. So just maybe SMO not being your main factor here.
Yeah.
What's that Siege tournament hits though?
There's so many good games out.
Oh yeah, Siege is fun.
Once that Siege tournament hits.
Oh yeah, exactly. And we're in it.
Welcome, Miss. How do you say your name? I'm sorry, Mystakin. Everybody has said it differently, so I have no idea.
Mystakin is the way most people say it, unless it's ridiculous, like so off that I can't recognize that you're talking about me. That's the only time I really correct anyone.
Mr. Anakin.
Mr. Anakin's a new one.
Mr. Anakin. Congratulations on the win.
Yeah,
I think somebody was
congrats.
talking in chat. You, this is not a PB for you. You PB'd in the previous race, I believe.
Yeah, yesterday I got a 109.56.
Oh, right on.
Good
So,
stuff,
I mean,
dude.
even that race right there, being within a minute of your PB, is something you gotta be a little proud of.
Yeah, all three of my races were much. I was hoping for like 112s to 115s,
Gotcha.
and all of my races were
crushing that.
all of my races were sub 112, which I would never have expected.
No, that's awesome. So a good feeling. So
This would have been a 110, but I fell. Oh, it took me forever to get birdless. Like, I just couldn't get
Oh
it. It took me a
yeah,
minute.
it was awkward for you. You did get the jump right, and then you like.
I think I bonked too high, and then just fell off completely. And then after that, I had a super hard time getting back up. Everything else was minor time losses, but nothing huge.
Roger that. So an excellent race from all the runners here. Definitely exciting to watch.
I did learn that this SM64 room,
Yeah, I'm watching you do it right now. There's a ceiling on it, huh?
there's a ceiling near the edges, so you can to prevent you from going over. Just one of the
Yeah.
only
Nintendo keeping us
keeping us honest.
locked down. Yeah. But I think that is going to be it for me, guys. I'm going to go sleep this fever off. But thank you guys so much for the race. It was awesome. Make sure you guys follow all these runners. Follow Jenny. He's awesome. So, and shout outs to Speed Gaming for putting all of this on. But that would be it for me.
Thanks for
Bye, everyone.
commentating.
Oh, yeah. I love
Yeah,
it.
good job, dude. Thanks for hopping in last minute, because commentating for people solo is rough. You can't keep track of everything. There's like no way.
Oh, yeah. There's no way for sure. But that is it for me. Thank you guys so much for the race.
Yeah. Oh. Well, I think that's it from us. Good luck in the tournament for you, Mistaken. And yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching. See you guys next race at Speed Gaming.